What's up, turds and turdettes? Welcome to Sample 5 of the Recrap. I'm your host, Lavatory Lindsay, and my co-host certainly needs no introduction because she's pretty much famous already. She gets recognized in Georgia. That's Tara Pterodactyl. What's crappin', Tara?
Hey, what's going on? I will say, check out the Instagram. I have changed my handle. It's official. I am Tara Pterodactyl with a P. Which it was funny. I had someone today message me, and she's like, is it weird that I just pronounced your handle out loud like Patera?
Patera.
I was like, yes, Patera, but I didn't say Pterodactyl. I was like, I get it. So,
we need a shirt for you. I mean, you need to be like, yeah.
Yeah, I think I need like followers are going to be like dactyls or something. I don't know. We'll come up with it. So much merch. So yeah,
dactyls. Oh my gosh, can we make a pterodactyl holding Stooley?
Yes. Oh my god. No, Stooley is going to be riding a pterodactyl.
Yes.
There it is. Boom. Throw it on a shirt. It'll be flying off the shelves. Oh my god. Or you could give Stooley like the pterodactyl wings. So many.
Oh, that's perfect.
Right?
There's so many ideas. All right.
Yeah, here we go.
On that one.
Anyways, so what's new?
All right, so we're here to talk about Boston, the week of Boston.
I'm going to show you my shirt. I bought this at the Sam Adams Tap House, which we will talk about. But it says, "For the love of Boston," and then on the back, I don't know if you can see it. It's got all the cities.
I'm so jealous that you ended up getting that. I wanted to get it when we were there.
Yeah, I had to. But
I didn't.
I bought a shirt. Can't talk. I have bought a t-shirt from Sam Adams the last 3 years. They've had tank tops in the past, which I prefer. They had no tanks this year, but I absolutely love the shirt, so I had to get it. So
yeah, it's
anyways. Great. So we are here to recrap Boston weekends, which was basically Saturday and Monday, because Sunday was Easter Sunday, which that was kind of crappy. It fell on a holiday this year, which I didn't even think about because one of our friends, Jess, who we met, I heard her talking on Tuesday's episode about how her kids stayed at home and her parents were watching them and they had to do their Easter baskets without them. And I was like, oh, that's kind of sad.
That's sad, right?
But so let's start with Saturday. So you want to take it, where it all started. How did the day go?
So we met up at Erica's house at 5:30, and I actually, for once, was early, 2 minutes.
This girl showed up at 5:28. I have never been more proud of a human in my entire life. I
literally on your calendar.
I was like, is that it? That's 28.
You're like, as I'm pulling up.
Is that okay?
Wait, that can't be her.
And me, who I am notoriously early for everything because I'm going to blame this on childhood trauma. My parents, I was the last to show up for everything. So now I'm like 15 minutes before or on time is late.
Yep.
So Lindsay rolled in and I was like, oh my God, she's not even like speeding. She's not on two wheels. Like she's on time. So I was very impressed. Kudos.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's obviously a great start to the day. If I'm actually not just on time, but early, because it never happens.
Right.
So we drove down to Alewife, and we hopped on the T, and we took the T to Boston Common, where the 5K started.
Yep.
In that area.
I just got both.
Yes.
Oh, boss man.
What's up, turds? You two turds.
We're turdettes.
We're turdettes. You're a turd.
Yeah. Well, that's debatable. That's debatable about what you two are.
Oh, what? Do you pee sitting down?
Excuse me?
You're a turdette?
Hey, I jumped in here. I just wanted to say one thing. I'm going to take up 30 seconds of the listeners' time because I have a special message for them. Oh. I have an announcement.
Oh.
That next Monday, we're going to have a huge announcement on the Monday Night Media page.
You have an announcement.
I have
about
an announcement. Yes.
I'm here for that.
Yes. I wanted to tell you guys this is likely Friday when everyone's listening. Pay attention to the Monday Night Media page come Monday. It'll be on the OTR page too, but really the Monday Night Media, we have a huge announcement. So there's just an announcement for the huge announcement.
Yes.
Awesome.
That's how big we are.
Yeah.
We have to make an announcement that we're going to make an announcement.
Yes, it's going to be
But are we going to make another announcement before you make the actual announcement, or is it just going to be?
Yeah, the night before.
Well,
it'll be like breaking news
possibly.
tomorrow.
Pay attention for any more announcements. But hey, have a great show. That's all I want to do. I want to tell everyone, get excited for a big announcement on Monday. Love it.
Oh, there it is. That was epic.
Hey, you two are doing a great job, even with someone talking in the background. I'll figure it out. But hey, enjoy the show. I think you're talking to a special guest later. I'm excited to hear it. Have fun.
Yeah.
And
surprise.
And pay attention on Monday for the announcement, the huge announcement. This is, again,
Big
the announcement for the huge announcement.
Wait, are we going to know about it before the announcement?
Do you not know about it?
I know about it.
Lindsay
Wait,
doesn't know about it.
Did you announce it today?
No.
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 We'll sidebar.
Oh, wait. No, I know.
Maybe.
Okay, never mind.
So, hey.
Are you talking about...
By the way.
I'll text
By
you.
the way, something happened at the end of the Boston Marathon. And I'm not sure if you two plan on talking about it. But, Lindsay, you better tell the freaking story. You better talk about it.
It's a recrap / podcast exclusive. Actually, we have two. There's two stories that have never been told before.
Well, I better hear Lindsay's because this is going to be legendary. You better share. I think you were on the fence. People are on the fence if you're going to actually tell this story. You tell it on this podcast.
Yeah, I was on the fence, but you know what? Whatever.
All right,
it's out there already.
All right, you bandit. Let's go. Have a great show. We'll talk to you later. Pay attention for the announcement on Monday, the huge announcement, and we'll talk about it more on the pod when I'm back.
Yes.
Have a good show, ladies or turdettes.
Thanks.
Good night.
So, all right. Boston Common.
Yes, Boston Common. So instead of Erica and Tara actually dropping their bags at the gear check, I just took it upon myself to carry their bags for them. They were running. I'm just spectating, so it was fine. They just had lots of bags.
Oh, hey, sorry to interrupt your show one more time. I forgot to do one thing. I wanted to do this for the two of you. Later.
Called it.
Yes. So Erica and I were running the 5K. Lindsay was not, but she was in for everything Saturday. So she was awesome and took our bags for us, which was super helpful. And then we were, doing a couple dance party moves, some awkward photos with some signage.
With some dick signs. Some dicks signs.
Pictures with dicks.
Some dicks pictures. Dicks pics.
My God. Guys, so, we ran into Steve and his big stick that's something you'll hear about later. Where was he? He was at the tent.
He was at the BA. Yeah,
the people,
the medley tent.
The medley tent. He was checking. He was volunteering. And then we ran into Rachel Runs for Medals. And so myself, Rachel, and Erica, we ran the 5K together, which we decided we were going to PR it, which is party race, PR. So we actually that race is so big. There's 10,000 people. I feel like they need to do a better job and do waves. They do the elites go up. They have 2 waves, but they need to have more, in my opinion, because we got over to the corral and we could not budge past people to get where we wanted to be at the 10-minute mile pace. And we did what we followed directions and we went in, we got in the back and we were at 14 and we could not get past people. It was just sardines. So we ended up the first mile and a half, it was just bob and weave, but we were fine. And then we were you know what? I think our first mile was a 10:40 maybe. And we're let's make this a progression run or negative splits. So we ended up doing that, but we had a blast. I love that race. But every year I'm I'm not going to do it again. And I will sign up next year. But
I, of course, was envious. And even though I hate 5Ks, I was I hate them so much, but I kind of wish I ran it with you guys.
Yeah, it's so crazy. That's not a race that you race unless you toe the line in your friggin' bikini bottoms, which you'll never see me do that. If you do, it's for a prank. But it's so expensive.
We're
streaking. Could you imagine me friggin' 180 pounds up front with 110 pounds? I could sneeze on them and they'd fall over. Yeah.
That's how you win. That's how you win.
Like, you ready? I was like, I might not be faster than you, but I could take you out. But yeah, so it's like, I think the race is like $60, $65. And I'm like, that's so stupid for a 5K, but it's the BAA and they, whatever. It's they changed the course this year. So
did you like it better? I forgot to ask you that.
It was
better.
Awesome. It was so great. It wasn't the first mile. I don't know. The first mile, maybe two, had a similar route than the previous years, but they changed it so that the last mile, you were like the mile of the marathon course. So we did the right on Hereford, left on Boylston, and crossed the finish line, and that was the finish.
Yeah, that's so cool.
So that was awesome. And I'm like, oh, right here. I'm like, now I'm going to run it again next year. So it was awesome. And then we saw so many people. So when we crossed the finish line, and again, Rachel, Eric, and I ran the whole thing together. We had a blast. And you and Eric were at the finish line. Eric had drove down separately and met us. And we ran, who did we run into? We ran into Mo. We ran into Dan, a.k.a. Forrest Gump. Candace.
Yeah.
Michael Scott. Oh my God, so many people. We saw so much, like pod fam everywhere, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And then from there, what did we do from there? We were trying to find Letty.
Yes, so we went to the Westin.
Yes. So
because remember Candace had her like location. She had Letty's location. She's trying to we're walking along the streets of Boston trying to follow.
Yeah, we were like going like this, and she's like, "Oh wait, no, it's here." And I was like, "Why don't we just call her? Can we just call her and see where she is?" So we ended up finding her, but they were coming out of the Westin, and they wanted to go to what was that place called? Tate Bakery. Like Tata's?
Tata's Bakery.
Yeah, Tatte Bakery. So Letty was like, "Oh, we gotta go here." So we're like, "All right."
Titty's Bakery.
Tata's. Titties. Oh my God. So me and Erica were still like dirty in our nice push in our race clothes, but we were like, whatever. We didn't it wasn't like we were like, I was sweaty, but it wasn't gross. So we're like, let's go get something to eat. So we're there and we're all grabbing food. And at this point there was the 5 of us and then Letty, and she had 2 friends and then Candace. So we had 11 of us and the place was crowded. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I have my food and Eric's like, hey. I'm like, what? And he's like nodding. And I'm like, what? And I look and it's Kara Goucher. And I'm like, oh, no. She is hands down my favorite pro runner of all time. I started running in 2007 and she was it. She was it in 2007. So I have been following her ever since. And Eric, I was like, oh my God. And Eric's like, no, don't say anything. And I'm like, she's a freaking celebrity. She gets it all the time. And he's like, but she's with her husband and kid. And I was like, I know, but so I of course went over and I was like, excuse me. So we fangirled for a little bit, took some pictures, but, and I guess, who else was there? Paula Radcliffe.
Paula Radcliffe. Yeah.
Yeah. I missed her.
So I saw her. I didn't see Kara because I was, of course, you guys saw her when I went to the bathroom.
We were in the lavatory.
I was in the lavatory because I'm lavatory Lindsay.
So
living up to my name.
That was awesome. And then, I think we left and then when we were outside, Jared showed up. So that was the first time meeting him, which Jared's awesome. So cool to meet him. And then we kind of all hung out together. And then that's when we went back to the Westin and Eric and I did a little shower in the bathroom. And I think Eric and them, they recorded a little bit, in the lobby.
Yeah.
And
they met the head of Abbott.
The CEO of Abbott.
The CEO, yeah.
Yeah. And of course, Jared is very humble, but he'll tell his story. It's funny. He goes, I have the 10-minute version or I have the 2-hour version. What do you want? But Eric was like, oh my gosh, so this is Jared. And so Jared told his story to her and she was totally taken back and stuff. And so hopefully at some point in the future, she'll be somebody that I told Eric, I was like, just shoot her an email. And I'm like, get her on the pod.
Get her on. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I don't know, Jared may be featured in something. For World Marathon Majors. So yeah, and then where did we go after that? We were
going to go to the expo, but we kept hearing rumors about it being kind of terrible. But we saw Allie. Right. We saw Allie G and Kate there.
Yep.
At the expo. Well, we saw them at the beginning of the 5K too.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yep. Yeah. So we met up with them, and then actually that was the first time that Eric ever met Allie G, which is funny. But I think
Big
that was,
L.
yeah, Big Al, shout out to my girl. And her squad, she had an awesome, she has like great friends. I'm like, I don't know if I went and like ran a marathon somewhere, and I don't know if my friends that don't run would come with me. They'd be like, what? No. But
That sounds terrible.
yeah, her friends like made t-shirts. They were like recording everything all weekend. So they were great.
That's the ultimate squad right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I had one thing that I wanted to do, and it was my uncle who ran his 36 Boston. He's in the Quarter Century Club, and he had told me that they were going to be at the Boston Public Library at 1:00. So I was like, you know what? I just want to go over there, and if I see him, I see him. If not, like whatever, it wasn't meant to be. But then I ran into freaking Mike Beeman. I am like such a fan.
Slay the day.
I was like, oh my God, Mike Beeman, slay the day. Let's go. And the poor guy, he had just received an award for, what was it? Over 1,000 miles? I think it was 1,000.
12 over 1,200, right? Yeah.
He's done more than that, but he's run, this was his 48th Boston. But they gave him a little plaque, and he was like, literally had tears in his eyes. So I caught him at that moment, and I was like, can I take a selfie? And he did. But it's cute. He posted a TikTok about receiving that award, and he was crying, and he was just so grateful. So I saw him, and then I actually did see my uncle. I had texted him, and he didn't answer, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to call him just in case. And he was actually in the library using the bathroom with his wife. So I had not seen them since, oh my gosh, it's been 12 years. So
that's a long time.
Yeah, so it was great to see them, and I got a picture with them, and then we were sprinting back up to Marathon Sports because we had tickets to Fireside with Alexi, Pappas, and Laura Green. So you want to chat about that a little bit?
And it was like being by a fire because it was so fucking hot in there.
Legit Fireside.
Like just sticking our asses, just sticking to the chairs, like leaving sweaty thigh prints on the chairs when you get up.
If somebody had to sit in the chair I was in after me, like, I apologize, because
sorry, they probably slid right off.
They should have done a deep clean on that chair because it was all butt crack sweat. Not sorry.
Yeah, no, that was really fun. Like Alexi she's like a fairy. Does that make sense? She's just like sparkly and kind of ethereal and really intelligent in the way she talks, and just like Laura is just super funny and wry, and
they were like
they played off each other really well.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say they complemented each other.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. We only stayed for an hour because I like text Lindsay and I was like, I gotta get out of here. Like I was sweating, and it was
like beer.
It was the first. Yeah, I was like, I kind of want to go to a bar that has AC and grab a beer. You in? And she was like, she was out of there faster than I could finish.
I knock everyone over.
Yeah. Like, and I was like, no shade to Lexi and Laura. Like, you guys were very entertaining, but I just could not handle that room anymore. And Saturday was like, it was in the 80s. So it was like the first warm day. And I had shorts on and a t-shirt. So I wasn't like overdressed or anything, but I was like way hot. But I loved hearing Lexi's story about being a guide. And I think
that was awesome, especially since Lisa, the woman that she guides, was there too, like, chiming in. So that was cool. Was
awesome to learn about their relationship and stuff. But so you and I only stayed for an hour. Eric and Erica stayed for the whole thing. Erica stayed mostly because she wanted to be there, but it was also a salt. What is it? Is it salt stick? Yeah, salt stick. So she's an ambassador for them. So they were sponsoring it, which shout out to them. I got a ton of free samples, which I love. I love their chewable salt sticks. I used them on my half marathon last weekend. So, but then we went right next door to the Irish pub with Rachel, and we had quite the exchange in the bathroom.
Yeah, you met the mayor, the mayor of fucking shenanigans. I'm gonna say
it was like knee socks and no underwear.
No,
yes, that was it. Knee socks, no underwear. This woman, okay, real quick.
How did you not come up with that hashtag?
Right. So I'm like, we were just chilling. We grabbed a beer, all three of us, and we were just out in the back of the restaurant. It was nice and cool, having a beer, nothing crazy. And then we were getting ready to leave, and I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. So I go downstairs, nobody's in there, and Lindsay was like right behind me. And then this woman walks in, and she's just yapping, and I'm like, oh God. And then she's talking about the skirt she has on, and she's like, "Oh, I don't know if I can get this thing off." Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Well," and then she's like, "Oh, I got it." And then she pees, and then she comes back. And I'm just chatting with her because that's just me. And I'm like, "Oh, you're right in there." I'm like, "You need some help?" And then she comes out, and she's like, "Oh, I got it." And she's like, "But I don't know if I can. Can you zip me up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, turn around." So this woman, I'm like zipping up her skirt, and then I latch it. And she's like, "Oh no, God, no, don't latch it. I won't be able to get it off." And then she's running her mouth. And then long story short, we go outside. She's outside ripping a butt. And she's like, "I haven't been sober since 1998.
Nice in 1998.
I was like, "Oh
And
my God."
she's just yelling stuff to people walking by.
And then she hands me her
was like,
business card.
That's a true
Legit has
Bostonian
business
right
cards.
there.
She calls herself the mayor. And her hashtag is knee socks and no underwear. And
So
I'm like,
look her up.
leave it to me, to the one woman in the bathroom, and I'm zipping her skirt up and down for her.
This exchange is all happening while I'm in one of the bathroom stalls, so I just can hear it going on, and I'm cracking up. I'm like, what is happening out there?
Yeah, and then Lindsay comes out, and this woman's bent over on the sink, and I'm zipping up her skirt. And I'm like, no big deal.
Nothing to see here.
So that happened, and then while we were outside, the event was getting out, so Eric and Era were coming out, and then we saw Josh and Janine. And then Josh gave us his hydro flask for fuel we were going to have at 19.2. And then from there, we decided to just walk to the Sam Adams tap house, right?
The tap house.
Yeah, what was that? That was like a mile and a half, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
We're walkers anyways. So
yeah.
We walked over there. We got right in. And who did we see? We saw Jen and Corey.
Yep.
Chatted with them for a little bit, and then we were kind of eyeing a table because they have those long like picnic table benches, and we're like, if we can get one of those, because we knew that a bunch of the pod fam was going to come meet us, and so that actually ended up happening. Eric like went down and like poached the table, and then we all sat down there. Who did we have there? We had
so Jared. I think Jared showed up next.
Yes, yeah.
I saw Jared, and then I ended up taking off before everyone else got there.
That's right. So it was Jess came with her husband Aaron. So I got to meet Jess for the first time. Then Allie G and her squad, Jared, and then my friend Bert, who was on Team Poland Springs with me. Yep. He was there. Obviously, Eric and Erica. So we sat down there for a while, drank some beers, and then we got food. And Eric did a little bit of the live podcasting, which was fun. But it was just like, it was such a cool environment to like these people that we talk to, you know, on the internet or who we're social media friends with. Right. We're actually with them in person because something like the marathon brought us all together. So that was just really cool. It was awesome seeing all of those people at the tap house. So
yeah, it was just the whole weekend was, including Monday, obviously, was so much fun. Yeah. Like it's just such a vibe down there during marathon weekend.
It really is. It's so great. There's nothing like Boston.
Yeah. So. And I don't know about you, but I definitely was like, I'm really sad I'm not running this year. Not that I am in marathon running shape, but it was like,
absolutely. I think any runner
sad about it.
Yeah. But so Saturday was awesome. We saw so many of our pod fam, whether it was at the 5K or like literally on the streets of Boston or where we ended the day at the Sam Adams Tap House. That was awesome. And speaking of pod fam, we had one of our like most dedicated pod members hop on a plane, okay? Not like a vehicle and drive over and surprise us on Marathon Monday. So let's introduce, without further ado, our guest for Sample 5 of the Recrap. We have Patrick Leber from Ohio. Patrick,
all right. Hey,
hi,
great.
Patrick.
Hi, Lindsay. Hi, Tara. Great to see you again. This is awesome.
I know, right? It feels like yesterday, but also forever ago.
I know.
Yeah. No, that was a lot of fun. In fact, that was a surprise. I got another surprise for you. Ready?
Oh.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Don't worry, we won't tell any of your friends in Ohio.
Exactly. You can't tell my running friends. I just put on a Red Sox cap in case you aren't seeing this.
Yes.
You can't tell my running friends, my high school friends. They'll disown me. So,
I love that.
We're not. Yeah. Sealing the vault. The lips are sealed. Right. It's going into the vault.
Yeah. There you go. So
why don't you just tell us, like, I don't know. I don't think Lindsay knows, but how did this all come about? Like, when did this planning, did it start months ago? Tell us everything.
Sure. So I would bet a month before the race, I came up with the idea of adding a Priceline alert to my phone and watch the prices of flying to Boston. So the original plan was actually to surprise all of you. Nobody would know. I was just going to show up. You wouldn't expect it at all. You wouldn't recognize me. I'd probably have to identify myself. And then within 48 hours of setting that alert up, no joke, Eric said, "Hey, a real friend of the pod would fly out here and join us." So the peer pressure started. So Tara, during the event, when you came up with a wickedly funny hashtag of Priceline before peer pressure, that was awesome. So that's the true story. That's how it came about. So I had to come clean. I had to tell them and say, I can't believe you suggested that, because what I'm really doing in the background is this. Within 2 minutes, Eric's sending me pictures of costs for different flights. So
I love it.
Sounds like Eric.
Yep. So I set it up, and Erica and Eric were in on it, and Erica was the host. I was able to stay with her and Brandon. Wonderful, neighborhood, beautiful home. We had a great time. We got to get to know Erica better. And interesting fun fact, Brandon and I share the same type of background or career. So I actually went to college and majored in what he's doing now and what I spent a lot of time doing in my career. So I had a lot to talk about with, a lot of shop talk to talk about with Brandon there. But anyway, so I came in Sunday night, and the goal was to meet everybody Monday morning because we were going to carpool. And so maybe that's where you can start to pick it up.
Yeah. So I will say, Erica's spare bedroom that gets offered up every single time they have a guest on, finally got used.
Yes.
Well, it's been used already with Wyatt.
Oh,
Wyatt was guest number one. Yeah.
I didn't think he stayed there. I thought she just picked him up, but all right.
Yeah.
I thought he did. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to. We'll circle back on that.
Fact check, please.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I always laugh every time. Yeah. Oh, look at you. I'm
Cheers.
boring. I have water.
Cheers.
Yeah. So that led to Monday morning. So I will say this was my first time spectating Boston. I had never done it before. I had always said, I ran it twice, 23, 24, and I was like, I am never not going to be here, whether it's running the marathon or spectating. So I didn't know what to expect either, but we had a plan. We had a game plan. We were meeting in Nashua, and we were going to carpool. So we met there. It was myself, Patrick, Lindsay, and then Jay Duncan, and Eric and Erica. So when Erica pulled in, and I was like, who's that in the car? And then you got out, and I was like, no way. I was like, that is dedication right there. So
That was awesome. Yeah.
Patrick, but this is kind of a tradition now. So
Yeah, I know. You're right. Eric was giving me a hard time. He said, doing it once is nothing, but doing it twice is a trend. So you got to come back. So
yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be a thing now, especially since Erica is going to be running Boston next year.
Right.
Yeah.
So you need to still come out and keep the mile 19.2 tradition going.
I agree.
And
Actually,
Patrick,
I heard about Erica's thing on ESPN, guys. It wasn't just from Eric. It was on ESPN that she's going to run.
Oh, right. Yeah. Breaking news. Breaking
news.
But Patrick, you do a really good job fundraising. So I feel like if you wanted to run Boston, you'd be able to raise the money.
Yeah, it's funny. I did. I went and looked at my age group, and I would have to run a 350, and that's a 8:45 mile. I can do that. I run about, 7:45 or 7:50 for a half, but I don't know if I could average 8:45 for a whole marathon. Yeah. So yeah, I'd probably have to go the fundraising route, but thank you.
It's a lot, but not only that, they're like, oh, here's your time, but now you need a 7-minute buffer. So it's not even really that time. It's like, oh, you did it? Great. Now you need to be 30
but not good enough.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't mean that by saying that you couldn't qualify. I bet you could if you got trained and did it. But I was just complimenting your fundraising skills.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So
I hopped into Eric's truck, and then the rest of you guys got in Jay's vehicle. So Eric and I cruised down by ourselves. You guys probably had a party in Jay's car. She had a lot of room.
Funny?
Eric really cruised down because he kept running the yellow lights, and then Jay would be like, "What the hell? Now I have to."
Hey,
I
you
need
know
to
what
be
was
able
going?
to keep up with him.
Yeah, you're right. What was going through my mind when we were dividing up how we were going to go, I'm going to see Erica, so I should really maybe go with Eric. And then part of me said, no, this isn't a junior high dance. I don't want all the boys in one car and the girls in another car. So that's why I stayed back. So Eric never heard me say that, but that's a strategic reason why I wanted to ride with Jay and Erica and Lindsay.
That's
So,
funny. Yeah, well, there was no other room in Eric's car because he had car seats in the back. Uh,
oh, that's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, I would have
Yeah.
squeezed into one of those.
I mean,
but-
I would have been able to fit in one of those.
yeah, maybe my left butt cheek, the right one in the other. A little too large for those. So we drove down. We were leaving a little bit late, which was fine. We had plenty of time. I think we got down there at the right time. But we drove. So again, new to this, Eric and Erica were the pros. So we kind of took their lead. We went down to this parking lot. And Eric was like, you know what? He's like, with all the stuff that we had, because we had a table, we had tons of food, we had coolers, we had signs, we had all the podcasting equipment. Eric was like, I'm going to see how close I can get to where we set up. So I went with him and we drove up and we got right, maybe like, I don't know, a football field, maybe a little bit longer, maybe 2 football fields. And he pulled his truck up and we dumped everything out and then he parked on the side of the road and you guys had to walk a little ways, but it made it super convenient because that was a lot of stuff. I was like, I don't know if I could have carried it all the way.
That was a good plan.
Yeah, it was really a good plan. So then we grabbed all the stuff and we made our way to 19.2, which I have also made up another hashtag, the hashtag 19.2 crew, like that one.
Sweet.
That is fantastic.
Right? Taking full cred for that.
Hashtag.
I am a hashtag generator if you need anything. So,
Why are you doing your day job? You could do this full time.
I know, right? I don't know. Maybe a little side gig. So then we set up everything, and you guys want to talk a little bit about the setup and the kind of the spot that we were at?
Yeah, it was. I mean, that spot was. It was so money. We were right near a porta potty. We had a big section of grass. We set up a table, put all sorts of snacks down. So it was all different kinds of candy. We had soda, we had beer, we had pretzels, we had what else do we have?
We had
We had
munchkins.
munchkins.
Freeze
We had
pops.
all sorts of
Munchkins,
noisemakers. We had the cowbells and we had tons of signs.
We had
We had-
freeze pops, right? Was
Oh,
that
freeze
from?
pops. Yep.
Yeah.
Was that Leslie? I'm sorry if I'm forgetting her name.
Or who brought the freeze pops? I don't remember.
I thought it was Leslie, but maybe
It might
I have
have
her
been.
name wrong.
It might
Yeah.
have been.
So
Yeah.
So
it was interesting because Erica did an awesome job. I would say Erica and Jay went and bought us a bunch of stuff, but Erica had like a very specific list of what people wanted, and she got all of it, which was awesome. Erica definitely went above and beyond. I totally sent her Venmo money because I was like, I'm the person that pays for stuff. Like, you guys go do everything. I'll just donate money. Like, that's not my thing. But I wanted to contribute and stuff and help because as being one of those people last year, I requested a Coke because I was like, I need a Coke at mile 19. Like, give me a Coke. That's my thing. And sure enough, she had it. So, she did an awesome job. So Erica, shout out. You were great.
Yeah.
And again, like Eric said, you can't run next year because you're the snack coordinator.
right.
Oh, yeah. She is a pro.
Nobody can replace those shoes. Nobody.
Yeah,
can,
I
so.
mean, right here on the pod, I will not do it. I am a nice person, but I don't want to do that. I'll give money. I'll hand it out. But I don't want to.
We all know I'm too scatterbrained to do it, so there's no way I'm doing it at all.
Yes, Eric is perfect
See,
for that.
Erica also created a couple sandwiches, so I actually had a bag in there with my name on it too for my sandwich. So
Perfect.
she was helping people that were there cheering, not just the runners, but she was
Yeah.
helping us too. So
That's
So it
Erica,
was
though.
great
That's-
job, and yeah, setup was sweet. It really was. It was a great spot. I liked how we had a couple trees there too.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
they're not full bloom yet, but it was nice to step in the shade if we really wanted to.
Yes.
So
We did
no,
it.
that was
At the beginning,
Go
we did try to get overtaken by a group. They were like all in our spot. That
Yeah,
family.
Yeah, back
Yep.
off.
Like
You don't want to
Yeah.
be near us.
Like it was the point where one woman had her hand on top of Jay's head, like filming the race, and Jay was like, I was like, oh, I'm like, that's a good thing it's you and not me, because I would be throwing bows right now. Because they were like literally this close, and we're like, what are you doing? Like, we're here. This is our spot. We don't know you. And the
Yeah,
kids were like staring at the candy bowl, and I'm like, nope, don't
no,
give
no,
them candy.
that's
Nope,
not for you.
nope.
You're not running a
I was
marathon.
like, we are not trick or treating right here. I was like, eat it.
So
But
Jay was a tripod,
yes,
and the kids were eyeing
seriously.
the candy. I didn't
Yeah.
know that. That's
And then I think
funny.
at one point we grabbed one of the megaphones and we were like, oh, we're fighting back. So we were like, let's go, like right in their ear. But they wouldn't move. I was like, all right, I don't know what to do if that's not working.
That's
But
when we should have just started dropping lots of F-bombs and farting.
yeah, right?
Farting.
Yep.
Yeah, farting. That made it
Or
better.
going behind them with the cowbells, then they
Yeah,
would have been annoyed, right? We would have
exactly.
chased them
Yeah.
away. So
So just a quick shout out. I'm going to list everybody that was at our cheer squad. So we had Eric, Erica, obviously Patrick, Lindsay, myself. We had Jay. We had Ian, who is,
yeah,
it's funny, we saw him Saturday at the 5K, and then Erica invited him and he showed up, which was awesome. So he's from, I think it's the Brew Run Club
Yeah.
that they go to on Wednesday nights. So Ian, and then we had 305 No More, Steve. He was there, came through big with Steve's big stick.
Big
yeah.
selfie stick.
Big stick Steve. Another hashtag. You're welcome.
You're on a roll.
And then, and then we had Renee and Amanda, who, funny story real quick, Amanda went to college with Eric and Erica, and I knew Amanda before Erica and Eric, so I used to work with Amanda. So through like 7-9 points of connections, we figured out that we all knew each other. So and then we had Jesse, and then we had Leslie, and I'm forgetting who she was with.
Yeah, she was with another younger lady.
Yes, I am so sorry.
Sorry.
Maybe Eric can like throw it in.
Yeah, edit it in.
Yes, but that was our cheer squad. So we were in deep, we were loud, we were very fun. We had some awesome signs. Do we want to talk about like what were you guys holding signs at all? It was kind of hard to hold them, but
Yeah.
I did
Do you know
for
what?
I did for a little bit, but then I had a beer in one hand, so and then the
Yeah.
megaphone in the other hand for a long
Lindsay,
time. So
Lindsay brought the beer for one specific person, and next thing you know, she's like over there cracking it, drinking it, and I was like, oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
well,
makes
he
sense.
ran by and didn't take it, and I was
I
like,
know, right? More for
I
you.
guess I'll drink this.
Actually, what's funny is, yeah, making the signs. Erica and I did a lot of those the night before, and I was surprised how we didn't use them. But you know what? It worked out better. It was more interactive by having the megaphone and cheering and clapping, and so
Yes.
it's funny. We kind of went overboard on the signs, and they
Yeah.
weren't that popular. They were great phrases and funny things to say,
Yes.
but it's funny how our minds wanted to stay focused on the runners and finding our runners and cheering them on and cheering the strangers on, right? The people we
Right.
didn't know. So we had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. It's
Yeah,
so
but-
different spectating, right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tara and I ran last year and the year before, and then I ran the year before that. And so this, just like Tara, this was my first time spectating, and it's a whole different experience.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's so much fun. I had such a blast, and I think the best part was so you didn't really see it a lot in like the front of the race, but like the middle to the back, a lot of people had their
Yeah.
names on their jersey, on their singlets
Yeah.
or shirts. So you're
Right.
like, or people had like Canada or Mexico. So it was like every time I'm like, yeah, Canada, or like,
Yeah.
let's go, Bob. All right,
Right.
Miguel, let's go, Mexico. Like it was just constant screaming. I knew an hour into this that I was not going to have a voice on Tuesday morning.
I
Yeah,
didn't
that's cool.
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah,
And
I was struggling.
yeah.
Yeah. So I've been to a few races before, big marathons before. This was your first time cheering at Boston, or was first time cheering at a big race?
First time cheering at Boston.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a lot of fun. And I'm going to share something with you. I don't know if I ever said this to you before, but when we were at the Flying Pig with Erica, my son, who is not a runner, said to me afterwards, I am so impressed at how you guys support each other. And I said, well, and he was watching me. He was watching me cheer. He watches me hand out water, hand out goodies, run with the people to give them their water. And he's like, you're so supportive. Everybody here is supportive. And I said, well, what did you think we do when we come to watch races? And he said, well, he just a non-runner again thinks everybody's competitive. And so it's all about beating the next person. Right. I said, no, it's not about that at all. It's about supporting the next person. But he recognized it. So that's a pretty cool thing for a non-runner to say, it's pretty cool what you guys do cheering, when he saw us doing it at the Flying Pig. So, anyways, that's, if you've never done it before and you're listening to this, trust me, you will get a rush out of doing this and participating like that.
What's that famous quote? I think it's like, if you're ever losing faith,
faith in humanity, go and watch a marathon. Yeah.
Yeah. It's true.
So true. And you know what? I don't know about you guys, but like I was going home and I'm like on my phone and I'm like, how can I run Boston next year? I'm going to run a marathon tomorrow. Like it's like so bad. I was like for days, like even a week after, I'm like, oh my God, I need to run a marathon. You know, specifically for me, Boston, like it's in our backyard. It's our hometown marathon. But it's just like the energy, it just like wears off on you. And the girl Renee that was there, she was telling me, she goes, last year when they came to cheer, she goes, the next day I woke up and I went for a run and I hadn't run in 8 months. And she's like, I was just so inspired. Yeah. And I was like, that's so cool, you know?
Yeah. And you know, Jay posted something similar to what you just said too. You know, her reminiscing about running Boston and being there cheering, and it just gets in your blood, right? It's in your DNA to think about, how could I qualify, or how could I get in there again and do it? So, it was getting me too. You know, I was sitting there thinking on the way home, what's the qualifying time, right? I'm working it up. And then I looked at the 2024 charities that you could be interested in. So, you know, I was digging, I was investigating.
Yeah.
I believe in you, Patrick. I believe in you. I think you can do it.
I think everybody should do it once. And I ran my first marathon in 2007, and then I swore them off forever. And then I ran Boston in 2023. So what was that? What's the math there? 16 years later, I ran my second marathon. But Boston was always there. It was always in the back of my mind, but I was terrified of the fundraising. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it this year. And it was, blew my mind. So everybody should do it
cool.
once.
I hear you. And, you know, my stories, because I've been running longer and I'm older than you guys, it's even bigger than that, Tara. So my last marathon was in 91.
Oh, my goodness. This would be one of the best comebacks ever.
The best.
34 years since I last ran a marathon.
Oh,
been running ever since.
Patrick,
I gave up. Well, there's already peer. Oh, you know what? Here we go. Priceline versus peer pressure.
We're manifesting. As Big Al, my girl Big Al, Allie G would say, we're manifesting this. We are going to get Patrick back on the 26.2.
Yeah.
It's going to be Boston, and then you could be done forever.
Yeah. We joked about it with Eric and Erica. I think it was doing Columbus. They talked about next year or something. And I said, you know what? If you do party pace with me, I would do it. So
party pace is where
anyways, I might regret my words, but.
So kind of going back to our setup and stuff, we got there right when, like, I think we may have missed the lead wheelchair group, but we were there watching the wheelchair division go by, and that is unbelievable in itself. You know, you see people of all different, and I could be wrong on this, but I think they have different divisions, and it's based on whether you have certain limbs or not.
Yeah.
So there was people in wheelchairs going by that had no legs. It was just like that right there is inspiring. And those are people that something, you know, either they were born that way or something tragic happened. And they took that and they made it into something that, you know, is good. I don't want to say, you know, I'm trying to find the words, but like something like that happens to somebody and they could easily just lay in their bed and do nothing and just be depressed, which I get that is terrible, but they're doing something great from something that is terrible. So that right there is, you know, right there. And then we saw the military people. There were people walking the course in all the military stuff, and we were trying to high five them. That was great. And then I think maybe like 20 minutes, maybe if that, the men came by, and I have goosebumps right now. remembering it.
It's just incredible to see them in person.
It is.
Just it looks so effortless, and they're going
I know.
Yeah.
at this breakneck speed. It's mind blowing.
It's so perfect. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I look like Phoebe from Friends on that episode in the park when she's like, and I'm like, and these guys are just like, like they look like they're not even touching the pavement.
They're like gliding along. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're right next to each other too. They're so
Right.
perfect. They're like NASCAR drivers. They're so close to each other, but they rarely make a mistake because they do this so well. And you know what you're describing? You're describing the people in the wheelchair were making lemonade out of lemons. You know,
Yes,
is what they
thank you.
do with their life.
Right.
So that's a great observation. I like that too. But yeah, when the lead pack came by, these guys are doing sub 5-minute miles.
Yeah.
That's unheard of. I don't think any of us can do a sub 5-minute mile if we tried 1 mile.
No. Not even close.
Maybe if you like push me down a mountain, I might make it down in 5 minutes. Yeah, and then another thing too, right when we were driving to Boston, I was on social media and Des Linden posted that this was it. I don't think anybody, I think like her close people and inside people knew, but us, like her fans, like the regular people, we didn't know. We knew she was racing, but she came out and announced before she started, like, this is it, you know, and she was like, I wouldn't want to end my career anywhere else but Boston. And she's like, I'm going to give it all today. So it was just like, oh my God, like I was like almost in tears because like Des, for people from New England, Boston area, Des is a hero. Like she is a Boston icon. So that was the next thing that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, the men are here, which everybody's, you know, the elite men are great. But for me, when it comes to running, like I love the women's race. I just think the women are so impressive. The men are impressive, but I follow the women a lot more. So I was like, all right, we got to get our cameras ready. Like Des is coming by. This is the last time Des is racing Boston. Let's get this on film.
I was geeking out over it so bad.
Yeah.
Like before,
I did not know that you guys knew. I didn't know that you saw that social media post before we saw her.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. Because you and I and Lindsay, we must not have been together if you guys knew. Because if somebody was there listening to me, it might have been Steve or Eric or Erica. I said, why is Des in the center of the road? She's not cutting the tangent to the left.
Oh, yeah. I remember
that.
hearing you say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So now it made sense. I did not know, but I remember questioning our crew, you know, why is she in the center of the road? Everybody else was, you know, cutting the tangent. So that's pretty cool that you knew. I did not know that until afterwards.
Yeah, it just happened to come up on I had opened up Instagram and it was right there. And I was like, I wanted to read it because I knew it was Marathon Monday. And I'm like, why is Des posting on Marathon Monday? And then it was just like a letter to Boston. And I was like, oh, I'm like, no, no way. But yeah, that's so cool. that was awesome to see. It was like deafening when she ran by too, because both the streets were lined. And we were just screaming for her. And it was just so cool. And it was obviously she was there for 10 seconds, but it was so cool. And then she was by herself. She wasn't with the lead pack, but I just watched her like it was like a little kid, like seeing Santa for the first time. And I was like watching her climb those Newton Hills. And I'm like, oh my God, what a legend. So
yeah, she's been my favorite forever.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Been my favorite. Yeah.
She is great. If you guys haven't read her book, you should read her book. It's awesome.
I did. Yeah. Yeah, I read her book.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she trains in Michigan. I remember how she talks about running in the cold weather of Michigan. So yeah, I read that.
Then after that, we were like, all right, so we were trying to get ourselves set up a little bit more because from the lead men and women, there's a little bit of time before like the rest of the people come. So we had the On the Runs banner, which was on the barricade out front. So we had told everybody like, look to your left after mile 19, we're going to be there. And we were like, oh, we need a picture. So who comes through? Mr. 305.
Mr. 305.
What a great picture.
Selfie stick, which Big Stick Steve, hashtag that. He took an awesome picture of all of us, which I love. It. It's so great. So
it is.
That was awesome. But we were obviously jokingly making fun of Steve and his big stick. It was great. It was great. I know.
It was.
We all had different people we were all tracking different people on our phone, so we could make sure not to miss anyone. And Patrick, I know you were tracking some of your friends from back home, but we were making sure for Erica that that we didn't miss anyone that was going by that needed stuff. So like each of us had a certain number of runners on our phone.
We had over 50 runners because like you guys, like we had our pod fam, and then I had people that were like personal to me, like my uncle. Shout out to my uncle Jay. He ran his 36th Boston on last Monday. So I was looking for him, and then my best friend, one of my best friends from back home, her mom was also running her 36th. So I had a couple of my own personal people, but then we had all the pod fam that we were trying to get, and I'm sure you guys, Patrick, you had your run fam from Ohio that you were tracking. Yep. So it was hard because we were trying to like do all the things, make the content, take the video, take the pictures, but we're on our phones being like, okay, because I think it was mile 19 is when they had an update. So we were at 19.2. So we're like, okay, they just hit 19. They're going to be here in like less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, because there's a delay, of course. Yeah. And
then trying to like find them through the sea of people. Sometimes it was like very like, we're like, oh, there they are. But then it was like they'd come in swarms.
One of my observations was, so I was there and I'm part of a group here called NERC, Northeast Running Club. And we have about 250 members. 8 of them qualified. They got a BQ, and so they were running the race. So I was following all 8 of them along with the divide and conquer of adding a few of the pod fam on there too. And so I think one of the observations that I have that's most surprising and disappointing in a way is that I only saw 2 of my 8 runners. I can't believe it, but we timed it. I remember with Patrick Heron coming by, he was the first one, and when he hit that point on our phones, we timed it, and it took him 4 minutes to get to where we were at. So I don't know if you guys were doing it, but I know I was doing it. I was adding 4 minutes to everybody that I saw hit that mark, and some of them it worked out, and some of them it didn't. Well, somehow I missed 6 of my people, and I was disappointed by that. But then I started reflecting on it going, you know what? You guys had about a dozen set of eyes looking for a big group of people. And I was just looking for my group along with a few of the pod fam. So I was at a disadvantage. So big takeaway, if you ever go to a big race, I've learned and heard from people that have told me, if you go to a big race, some people don't even see their children. You know, they know their child is running, their parents running. They don't even see them at these big races. So you've really got to figure out a strategy to make sure you see your people, because I really thought I'd see 6 of the 8, if not all of the 8. And I only saw 2. So.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's a bummer.
I think we missed a couple too. And then it was just, some of the timing was, I don't want to say it was bad, but we had like 3 people come over at once, and then we had a lot going on, and it was like trying to like get everybody. And, by no means did we leave anybody out or rank somebody more important than somebody else, but it was just chaotic at times, when we're trying to do the best to get people what they needed and stuff. But it was a lot going on at some points, but we saw a bunch of people.
We did.
Who was it? Do you guys want to just chat about your most memorable? Maybe was there one interaction with somebody? Actually, you know what, Patrick? Tell me about seeing Ruth Ann, because she didn't even know. It took her a minute. So tell us a little bit about that.
So she came in, and if you watch the video, she greets Erica, I believe, and Erica gives her supplies, what she was looking for, and they're chatting. They're just talking, and I'm about 6 feet away, and there's a couple other people, I think, chatting with them. And then she thanks us all and just does a quick look, right? And then she goes beyond us. And then I think, Lindsay, it might have been you helping me, because I was like, Ruth Ann. And she turns around, and that's when I said, because she wouldn't recognize me, it's Patrick. And she said, oh my God, and she came back.
Yeah, she came back.
She came back and gave us a hug, and then we took our selfie, our big group selfie with her. So I'm glad she came back, especially because of that picture.
Yeah.
That worked out really good. So that was kind of cool. That really was. Because if you look at how Allie or Jared had to run by, and you know what? I respect that. I want them to be themselves, go and run like the wind, right? Be a gazelle, and please keep going. Even my NERC friends said, we'll probably not stop, but we'll wave.
Yeah.
I respect that. If you just wave and try to find us, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So But Ruth Ann, we got her to go about maybe 10 feet, and then she turned around and came back.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great. So,
I was really excited to see Jared just because we knew from seeing him Saturday that he was going to try and podium.
yeah.
So it was awesome
What
seeing
pressure.
him. Yeah, right?
We are nervous about sharing our targeted time. He's telling us he's going to try and podium. I mean, that's pressure.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, he put it out there. The universe knew everything that was going on.
Yeah.
So, and not only did I think he thought he was hoping for third, but he got second,
Right.
which was awesome. So, and there were a lot of people, a lot of our friends. We had like probably a mix of people that were going for PRs, and then I want to say mix. I want to say 20% of people were going for PRs, and 80% were just going for the victory lap. So we have a lot of pod fam that got PRs, which was awesome. And you guys probably already know this, but I got the sleigh from Mike Beeman.
You did.
While he was running.
Yeah.
That was the best. And I will
That was
tell you,
cool.
so before Boston, he had like, I don't know, maybe 20,000 followers on TikTok. He's since doubled more than that. He's at like 42,000 followers on TikTok now.
That's
He
wild.
blew up,
He's
which I
awesome.
think is so awesome because I'm like, that's somebody's grandfather and they're killing
Right.
it on social media.
Yep.
And I have so much respect for that. Like, and he's such a cute guy. Like, he is the cutest guy. Like, he's just so great. And I love that, like, people love him as much as they do. So,
No,
but
that was great that you captured him.
yeah, he had a great day. Like, following all of his like videos and stuff, I'm like, who had a better time than him? I'm like, maybe Yuki. Yuki's like
Yuki always, I think she always has a great time.
yeah. I was like, Yuki's the marshal for the parade,
Right?
Yep.
the 26.2 parade. So yeah, that was. I don't know. Do you guys have any other Boston Marathon comments? I think it was overall. I mean, the weather was perfect. We didn't even talk about that. It got a little cold there though at the end.
It did get chilly.
I think I started with a sweatshirt and then I was in t-shirt and shorts. And like you said, we had those 2 trees, which was great because the sun was coming down a little bit on us. But it got cold at like right around 2:30, 3 o'clock-ish. And I had to put my sweatshirt back on. And I was like, oh man, the winds
shifted. Something
Yeah.
happened because the weather changed, and it wasn't cold, but it just was nippy enough that you wanted to put an extra layer on.
Right, yeah. But I think it was
so-
perfect weather for running.
It was awesome.
I don't think that they
Yeah.
could have dialed that up any better.
It was nice and sunny. It was not humid. It was wonderful.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
So Patrick,
What else
big
yeah.
question. Are you going to come back next year?
That is a big question. Well, it's definitely on my mind,
Yes.
right? I mean, that was fun. I love these events.
Yeah.
You know,
did
and
it exceed like your expectations coming into Monday?
Sure. Yeah, when Eric, because he's the hype man, right?
Yes.
When he hypes it up, Erica's preparing stuff for the runners. There's a lot of hype that goes into this, and yet I came away with it lived up to the hype, right? It exceeded the hype. That it was awesome. It was just so perfect.
It's awesome.
Everything was right, like you said. The weather, the friends, the group that we had there, the energy that we had there, right? I mean, that was awesome. I was also surprised at how loud we could be, but also it was so loud around us that if you had a runner over on the other side of the road cutting the tangent, it's possible they wouldn't hear us,
Yeah.
even though
Right.
we were loud, because everybody was loud around there.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool to watch everybody cheer the group. What else can I say about the event that was surprising, like that I didn't see coming? I always like to ask that question to people. What happened that you didn't see coming?
Yeah.
And
I know what
Go ahead,
happened that
Lindsay.
I didn't see coming.
Yeah.
what?
Wait a second, Patrick. Tell me that you'll still come back next year, even though you had to drive my vehicle back to Erica's house completely on empty.
I was going to say, are we going to talk about this?
I mean, I think we should probably talk about this.
I think we
Okay.
should talk about it because there's a funny side to this story that only Erica knows. So now I'll share it with you guys. This is really funny.
Yeah.
So Yeah, Lindsay has a whole story about why I got to drive her car. We won't go there
Yeah.
unless she wants to share it. But
So
Yeah.
the final runners had come through, which were Ruth Ann and Ben. We were waiting for them, and then we're like, all right, now we're gonna pick up and go. And then Lindsay.
So I was tracking a few
that?
people. Yeah, I was tracking a few people from Team Honda because I ran for them 3 years in a row. So a couple people that I ran with last year were running this year. And so one of my friends that was running, I'm tracking her, and at the halfway point, the tracker stops working. So I wasn't sure if maybe she got injured or what happened. So, all of us start packing our stuff up. I have my backpacks and my cooler and like all this stuff. I'm loaded up, and I happen to turn around as we're about to walk away, and I see her in the distance. She has her name huge on her jersey. I'm like, Jess? And then she gets up to me and she goes, Lindsay, I don't care what you have going on. You better get your ass on this fucking course right now, because I'm never going to finish this race. And I was like, totally caught off guard and didn't think about anything. I just dropped all my shit and was like, oh, I guess I'm doing this? What is happening? I was like, I can't go on the course right now. She's like, yes, you can. And of course, at this point, it was like, literally, they were starting to clean up and everything. They were starting to take down the barricades. And so I got on the course, and I guess I got to experience like the true back of the Packers. It was totally eye-opening. Yeah, and so she had also kind of dragged along this girl that was first time running Boston, first time running a marathon, who was hurting bad. And she was like, no, I'm going to get this girl to the finish line. But then my friend Jess kind of lost her steam right before she saw me. Yep.
Oh.
And yep, one thing led to another. And then I was on Boylston Street, and I was like trying to, I had my sweatshirt like wrapped around my waist. I was like trying to hide the fact that I didn't have a bib. Like, I don't want anyone to see this.
Was it still busy?
There was still a good number of people on Boylston.
Okay.
So, which was
And you were
nice
on the
for like,
course.
yes.
You were on the course. You weren't on the sidewalk like when you left us.
I was on the sidewalk so once I left you guys, I got on the course, and then we were on the course for as long as we could, and then they kicked us off. And then and then once we turned on to Hereford, we were on the sidewalk, and then we were on the course once we were on Boylston. So, but like, it was really fun to see this girl, Fran, that my friend Jess kind of picked up along the way and was like, I'm not letting you not finish this race. She was in pain, and her mom was waiting at the finish line, and they saw each other, and it was just like tears, and she got some pep in her step at the very end and just, jetted across the finish line. It was awesome. Yeah.
So here's a question for you. Did you get 7/26 of a medal when you crossed the finish line?
Right?
Yeah.
Or nine, right? No, 7.
Oh,
7/26
yeah.
of it.
So I left like maybe minutes before this all happened, and I have no idea this is happening. And then I get a phone call from Eric, and he's like, "You're never gonna believe what happened." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" I'm thinking like, I don't know, somebody got arrested or something. And then he tells me, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And he goes, "We have her wallet, we have her keys, we have all of her stuff, and now she's in Boston somewhere." And I was like, oh my god. And all of a sudden I'm like, I'm on Strava, and there's Lindsay, 7.2 something miles. And I'm like, no shit. Lindsay ran a little bit of the Boston Marathon. So then all the things came with the group text, and we're like, how is Lindsay going to get from downtown Boston back to Nashua? And that's where the car came in, because your car was in Nashua. I'm pretty sure Spencer was a little mad at you.
Yeah, it was a total shit show, because of course my friend has like marathon brain, and I have being in the sun and overexcited brain. So I'm like, wait a second, how am I getting home? She's like, oh, don't worry, I'll have my husband drop you off at your car. And yeah, just they were not going in that direction at all, and it was a whole thing. So,
but
Hey,
in the
speaking
end,
of your car, let me tell this story, because this is pretty funny if you think about it. It never happened, but it could have been. So we're driving, and Erica calls Lindsay and says, Lindsay, listen, Patrick's offering, he'll drive your car back to her place because that's where I'm staying, right? And you said, yeah, go ahead. He has permission to do it. So I get in the car. Now, remember, during the race, you guys kind of started giving me a hard time because I wasn't turning the music on yet. And the only reason I wasn't was because my phone would have died if we had started playing tunes really early. So that's why I was waiting for a while before I started playing them. So we're driving back. My phone is on about 5% in Jay's car. Erica offers, or Jay, somebody offered to give me a power cord. And I said, no, I don't need a lot of power. I'm just going to drive Lindsay's car to your house, and it's just a few miles away. So I get to your car, get in the car, put GPS on my phone, and it dies.
Oh no.
Erica's driving away, and I don't have GPS, and I purposely said to Erica, don't worry because I've got GPS on my phone. So if you go too far ahead of me, keep going. Just keep going, and I'll find my way to your place. Well, imagine this now. Your car's on fumes. My phone is dead. I don't know where I'm at. And all of a sudden, if I was to run out of gas, Erica would have kept going because I told her to. and I would have been stuck on the road with some officer coming by saying, whose car is this?
Oh my God.
Like, oh my God.
The pod exclusive. You hear,
yeah.
you hear first.
Yeah.
Yes. So
It was
only
like-
Erica knows this story, but
Oh,
yeah, I
Patrick,
just sat there looking at the what ifs of what could have happened.
I'm guessing you
because
didn't lose her, right?
No, I never did.
Oh, okay.
I never
All
did.
right.
Yeah.
Oh
But-
my God, that's hilarious. Wow.
So
Yep.
true story, but you guys were talking about the car, so yeah, we finally,
Yeah.
Lindsay, I don't know if you want to finish it.
I was gonna say, long story short, Lindsay made her way back. Everything was good in the end.
Yep.
Erica, so Patrick kindly went and picked up drove my disgusting car. So sorry. It was on empty and it is filthy. It's like the most
It's fine.
embarrassing thing ever.
It's fine.
And
Trust me,
then,
I've seen worse. I really
And then,
have. Don't worry about that.
and then when after we finished and my friend was like, she was hurting so bad, she just took her time after and was like in the recovery zone for Dana-Farber, like in a massage chair, like getting her, whatever. I'm sitting with her husband and kids and her sisters-in-law, and I've literally met them once last year. So I don't like know any of them. And so I'm talking to her husband, and I was like, yeah, so I don't know if Jess told you this, but she said you'd give me a ride home. And he's like, or a ride to my car. And he's like, where is your car? I was like, it's in Nashua. He's like, Nashua, New Hampshire? I was like, yep. He's like, yeah, we're totally not going in that direction whatsoever. I was like, great. And then my phone died, and I was like, what the fuck? This is what happens when you don't think and you just go. When you just go, this sounds great. I'm gonna do this. Yeah.
It's
So
okay.
then we figured out a point where Erica kindly left her house again and came down and picked me up halfway or partway and brought me back to her house. So that's
It was
the
great.
story.
It's a great
Yeah.
story. It's
That was a
wonderful
great
story.
ending to the day.
Yeah.
I was already on my way home, and it's funny because I got the message. I had climbed into bed, and all this is going on, transpiring, and I'm like, oh my God. I was like, am I going to have to drive to Boston and go get Lindsay?
I would never.
And
Well,
I was like, what is happening? And then I was like, maybe if I just put my phone on silent and just roll over and ignore it.
Do it. Always do that. That sounds great.
But then you guys were like figuring something else out, and I was like, all right. I was like, I'm going to go to bed.
Eric was like, "Oh, can you take the?" He's like, "Can you take the tea or can you Uber?" And I was like, "I don't have anything on me. My wallet, my phone's dead. Nothing."
Oh, God. Wow.
That was fun. Lindsay, I have a picture of you running away with your friends.
Oh,
have
you
you
do?
seen that yet?
No.
Yes.
Oh, I want to see
will send
that.
it to you.
You'll have to send it to
I'll
me.
send
Yeah.
it to you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I will.
Actually, my friend sent a great video that someone in the crowd took of the three of us as we were about to cross the finish line, and I was like, "Oh, this is fun. That's really sweet." They're both crying, and I'm like, I don't know.
I'm not supposed to be here.
I'm not supposed to be. I'm not even supposed to be here.
You can send her that picture and she can throw it in the box of not the brightest decisions I've ever made.
Totally.
Photo
That will
number
be like,
47.
don't do this.
No, you
Use
did
your
a great
brain.
for a friend. I'm sure she really appreciated that, but
She did. She didn't stop talking about it. She was like, I don't know what I would have done. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So.
It was a
Awesome.
great ending.
Well,
Great
Patrick,
ending.
I'm so happy that you came out, that you've been to New Hampshire twice
Thanks.
now, so now we have to come to Ohio. So
we definitely
Yes,
do.
and you guys are welcome to be in this room and see my beautiful backyard. We'll get a fire going. We'll do
I
what
love
Eric
that.
wants to do, and that is having a fireside chat in the backyard.
Yes.
You guys would love it. You really
yeah.
would. The invitation's open.
Yes.
Lindsay, Tara, Eric, Erica, anybody.
Well, I'm going to do, I already
Alex,
said it out
my
loud.
language.
I spoke to the universe. I'm going to do the Columbus half marathon in October of 2026.
6.
So
Okay.
we're going to
cool.
make that happen, but
Cool.
hopefully we
That's
get to see you
exciting.
before then.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the invite's open. Please
Yes.
keep that in mind. Okay.
Awesome.
Well, obviously, because he's coming to Boston again next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's, yeah.
Right. And he's going to be the third member of the podcast in 2026.
Right.
Yeah. Just don't tell my wife I'm coming to Boston.
Yeah, Kathy
okay?
can't know. Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you, Patrick, for hopping on
You're
with us
welcome.
and
Always
This is
great
great.
chatting with
Boston.
you.
It's been fun.
Yeah,
Yes.
this was real. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. So great job, ladies. Had a lot of fun with you. We'll do it again, okay?
Yes,
Awesome.
absolutely.
Sounds great.
All right, guys, that was our Boston recap. Thank you so much for listening, and don't forget to follow On the Runs on Instagram, Twitter, which I don't think they use very much, Facebook, TikTok, which is run by Pterodactyl. She does a great job. And also you can, YouTube as well, and Patreon if you want to support the pod and be a fan and donate some money. That would be awesome. We would appreciate it. And Tara, take it away.
Well, guys, again, thanks for joining us. Boston was awesome. And always, don't trust a fart. Lindsay?
And don't forget your butt wipes.